Senator Rick Santorum has suspended his presidential campaign, leaving 3 GOP candidates in the race for the White House. How does the technically still unsettled GOP race impact congressional races across the country? Joining us now is the chair of the National Republican Congressional Committee and Texas Republican Congressman Pete Sessions. Great to have you today.
Shannon, thank you very much.
All right, how much does it impact what you have to do, get out there and win races for the GOP for the House, depending on who's at the top of the ticket?
It matters a lot as to how integrated we become. When our nominee sets his sights on the president, that's his goal. But what he will do in that process is to talk about how we're going to present the Republican plan. The Republican plan is about growing jobs. It is to make sure that we listen to Americans and in a open process begin to build back the American dream city by city and with elected officials who want to have Americans succeed. That's what we'll do as members of Congress. We'll join the president, or at least our nominee, for him to become president.
Does it present different challenges for you when you have an incumbent Democrat who is also running in the race for the White House with the rest of your members then on the down ticket?
Well, sure, it does matter, but the good part about this is President Obama leads by dividing. He divides the country, whether it's about health care, whether it's about taxes, whether it's about energy policy. And so Republicans will have an opportunity to speak clearly how we believe this country should be led with a consensus towards making Americans not only stronger and better, but for our future of our children and grandchildren. And that's what Republican candidates and Mitt Romney, if he's our nominee, will do also.
You had a great year in 2010. I mean, a midterm election that, you had to go back decades to find anything similar happening. It was a good year for the GOP. What do you think is going to happen this time around? Be hard to repeat?
Well, it's hard to repeat the numbers. It's not hard to repeat gaining the majority and growing seats. And that's what we intend to do. We intend to, through a series of opportunities and talks with the American people, to show them how John Boehner and Republicans, John Boehner as Speaker, has a budget on the floor, how we're aiming for creating a better economy, but how we're looking over the horizon to make sure we're competitive with the world and prepared for the future. And that's what Republicans are doing. Maybe it's a Jackie Walorski in Indiana, perhaps it's a Ricky Gill in California. We have candidates all across the country positioned to go from good to great to victory for us to maintain the majority and to grow the numbers that we have.
You had a lot of redistricting to deal with as well. How do you tackle that?
Well, we tackled that, first of all, looking at it's a political exercise. Many of the states we had no control over. And so what we did is went in and looked at swing seats, seats that had, over the last 3 or 4 or 5 cycles, gone back and forth, a seesaw between Republicans and Democrats. We hardened those seats. I think 15 Republican seats have been taken out of contention now. That means we can focus on seats that we want to pick up, play offense. I played quarterback through school. We're going to be on offense again. We're going to grow the seats, but it will be done through messaging, of working with the American people, of talking with them about how to grow our economy and jobs and job creation. America is eager for this, and we will talk about the kind of future that they want to have in this country, making their own decisions in health care, having job creation, and making sure their daughters stand a chance to be equally as successful.
And you've had great success in this position. I know you're looking to do so again this year. But again, some roadblocks from a lot of things the House has gotten passed never see the light of day in the Senate. How frustrating has that been?
Well, of course it's frustrating to be able to tout the things that you, for instance, a budget. The Senate has yet to do a budget in over 1,200 days. What we need to do is remember that this is a process that we're going through, and House Republicans show up to work every day. We have an open agenda that goes through what we call regular order, which means we have hearings and actually read the bills, and then we present them to the American people. Senate Democrats are blocking for the president. The president does not want these bills before him, and then he leads through a divisive process that he goes through to divide the country rather than bring us together. Republicans, and through Mitt Romney, if he's our nominee, will lead through consensus building so that people understand what they will get instead of this meaningless hope product that the president keeps touting.
All right, Congressman Pete Sessions, thanks for spending some time with us.